Eric, that's worse. You got reverb.
You shut the reverb out? Just shut that whole unit out. Sorry. It's on the rack. Check 1, 2. That's not gonna work. We gotta talk to Bill Pepin. No, sorry. Wrong station. Let me just lay it down. I don't have another mic. All right, ready? So, as most of you had heard through our official release yesterday, that the family had made a very careful and thought out plan to close our beloved Hu Ke Lau restaurant of 53 years. And it's a 2-year process to get to today, because we got 27,000 square feet of eatery and entertainment space here that, quite frankly, over the years, you know, we've been here 53, so this building has to be here better of 60 years. You know, we've been throwing Band-Aids on top of a Band-Aid here to fix the things that need to be fixed, and I think it came ahead to us that it's time to reinvigorate our property here at 705 Memorial Drive. So, yeah, we have some experience in doing so. And for those that have been following that story with the Student Prince and the Ford Restaurant in Springfield, similar to likes, although different, when they announced being closed and shuttered, we raced to the opportunity to save that long-time brand. And you know what? We spent a lot of money and gave a new, fresh coat of lipstick on her, and she's doing very fine. A lot of Botox, too, might I add. So here we are, full circle with the Hu Ke Lau. And you know, we come with a heavy heart in sitting in front of you folks today. However, we come with a mindful eye for the future. Is that we plan on redeveloping this property. Now, I'm going to diffuse the rumors, okay? I'm going to diffuse the fact that we're sold, this, that, and the other thing. That's furthest from the truth, from the horse's mouth, that we plan to stay here, on the very fabric of Chicopee. And I said to our mayor, and I announced before I came public with although somebody trumped us already, that Mayor, I'm not going to leave the city of Chicopee. We've been an integral part of this community for 53 years, and I look forward to be the next 50 years, God willing me, I can see those days. However, you know, we got third generation ownership that's working in our facility and our companies now. And you know, bottom line is we're doing succession planning, we're building a new future for those folks. And hopefully they continue to carry the torch that my father, our father, handed to us. So I sit here proud to say that the Hu Ke Lau, albeit that we haven't made a decision on what that means for the future, but come April 6, 2018, let me back up, we chose that date because April 6, 1965, Johnny and Linda Yee opened up this facility with 60 seats. Yeah, we're what, 1,100 seats today, and come April 6, 2018, we will be closing our doors, not for good, but yet for another generation to enjoy. So, yeah, it's official. We diffused the rumors. We're excited what the future holds for us coming down the road. And Memorial Drive is pretty active as a trade area. You know, we saw the Fairfield Mall go up, and then we saw the Fairfield Mall go down. And now that all these other eateries and retail that's kind of surfaced and bubbled up around us over the years, we're probably the last crown jewel, the last jewel on Memorial Drive to get redeveloped. I said in a comment earlier that we're going to keep up with the Joneses here. And they're all redeveloped and they're all shiny. And you know, just going down the street recent times with Wendy's down the street, they tore that thing down to the ground and boom, and brand new Wendy's is up, a new and improved Wendy's up. So we're going to follow in suit, and we're going to try to keep up with the Joneses. and we'll incubate a new and improved facility for Chicopee to enjoy. I need to make mention that our employees here, our beloved employees, past and present, that our prized and most important asset to my family's company is our employees. And they will be offered opportunities in our other facilities around the Pioneer Valley. And soon there'll be another announcement, because there's always another chapter in the Yee family book. And this is just one chapter we're going to close, and then we're going to continue a new chapter moving on forward. Need to make mention of some of our friends down in Boston with the Comedy Connection, the Bill Blumenreich group. We've been together and we invented some crazy formats thinking out of Boston. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this story. This is kind of kooky. So my father came here in 1965. In 1969, I think we recollect, he decided to offer a Polynesian review. Pretty novel idea. Listen, we're in Chicopee, right? And we live in a community that's dominantly Polish and French, right? Here comes this guy from Boston that speaks broken English, says he's going to open up a Polynesian restaurant in the city of Chicopee in full Hawaiian garb in Chico, where? In a town that worships a big kabasa behind a mall. Remember that? Remember that? The kabasa, I don't know, some of you are probably too young to remember the kabasa festival, but I remember one year vividly that the kabasa got stolen. And then they had 2 armed policemen watching the kabasa. Some of you are shaking your head saying, I remember that. So, here's a visionary guy that came to this community and said, I'm going to open a Chinese Polynesian restaurant here in the city of Chicopee. Pretty novel, pretty cutting edge, pretty forward thinking. So, hopefully we have some of his DNA in us. I know we do, that we're going to move forward with a new visionary idea here for Chicopee. And the next bite of the apple, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. There's going to be more announcements as the Yee world turns, because we got some other cool things that we're working on that it's a little premature to talk about right now. However, we're going to continue to tantalize and delight folks of all Western Massachusetts. I'll give you a hint, Connecticut. That we're going to make sure our guests are satisfied one plate at a time. And that's our mantra. Closing remarks and saying thank you very much for all the years of support with the press. Ray, thank you. Matt, Jim, Mr. Dobbs, etc. So I'll open up the floor for some questions. Ray, go ahead.
Andy, I don't know how specifically you want or can add, but you say you're going to open up another chapter with a new visionary idea. Can you tell us, is this idea going to include another restaurant and entertainment venue in one, a modern-day version of the old Hu Ke Lau, or what?
It's premature to talk about that right now. We got an incredible design team that we've been working with for many years, and quite frankly designed a lot of our eateries right now out of Boston. And we're listening to them as they suggest ideas to us, they put it in front of us, and then we make informed decisions as a family. So to answer that question, I can't answer that question because I don't have the data and information in front of me right now. But I can assure you that we're going to stay here in one shape, form, or another. The Yees are going to stay in Chicopee.
Andy, when you say dining habits have changed for people, does that make a big space like this, not viable for the future? Is that basically?
No, dining habits change. Yes, we have tremendous experience with our other eateries, and this restaurant is profitable. This restaurant is a viable, great entity. It's just the facility is just starting to crumble around us. Our parking lot needs a lot of attention. So changing habits of dining, yes. I mean, the millennials today, and everybody's talking about millennials, and they're a little more smaller eaters. They don't look for the big meals, and they look for healthy options. And it's what it's become. It's quick grab and go, and they'll eat a lot of little smaller meals, and they want to be more entertained than anything.
Andy, just to follow up quickly with the site location, those design ideas you say you're involved with now with the city and your designer, would they include anything other than a restaurant or an entertainment venue?
We do have an expansive boundary here on Memorial Drive, and obviously most of it is dominated by the footprint of this 27,000 square foot restaurant, and then enabling us to have parking to support this facility. We always entertain the thought of other neighbors joining us. I don't know what that means, Ray. However, we're open for thoughts on how that we can cohabitate with certain other users that can come to Memorial Drive.
So will the new facility be smaller, Andy?
That's the intention, Jim. We found 5,000 square feet to be the sweet spot in our eateries right now. That's more efficient. It's more easy to manage, and it's just an easy way to conduct business.
Is the Polynesian element one consideration for the new facility that would be up here?
I haven't made that decision as a family as of yet. They're dear to our heart. Come April 6th, I want to invite you all back here, because I'm hearing through our Polynesian beloved family across the country, let me add that, across the country, this is pretty significant, that they're coming back on April 6th to do some type of cool, let's celebrate Hu Ke Lau. We're not mourning here, we're celebrating the Hu Ke Lau and the memories that we've been able to generate here over the past 53 years.
Do you have a timeline, Andy, for when this building, goes down and when you want to see the new one be built?
We're not rushed. We're going to do it right. And I echoed that to the mayor. I said, Mayor, I want to do this right. I want to work with your people, the city, and the planning department. I want to do this correctly, so we're going to make sure that we install that last jewel in the crown jewel of Chicopee here. And that's us.
Would you want to retain any of this original building?
Again, that's premature to answer that question, Matt. Depends on what we're going to cycle in for a size of a unit, and depends on there's a lot of possibilities out there. We haven't narrowed it down to any single one thought. However, I will promise to you that once we understand and determine, and we got the cooperation of the city, we will disclose those plans to you in due process.
Andy, there were some rumors that the Hu Ke Lau would be moving into the MGM Casino in Springfield. Would you like to address those?
Well, they're doing a great job in Springfield, and 6 blocks away there at the Student Prince, and I see all the ongoings, and that team, Mike Mathis' team, is doing a phenomenal job of what they're doing. I always say never is never, right? That word is not there. We always leave our options open. But right now, we don't have any plans effectively right now.
What about the comedy, the comedians that you've been bringing in for a long time? Will that continue maybe at some of the other venues, or people have depended on you for that?
Yeah. So 29 years of having some fun here and a lot of laughs. We're trying to see what other venues around Western Massachusetts will best fit the format. We're not going to just crumple it up and throw it away. We're actively thinking about how we can repurpose that brand, which is a great brand. We got everybody in here from Rosie O'Donnell to Chris Rock to Kevin Hart to Jamie Foxx and the late, great Joan Rivers. Some big, important names that were on this stage, which is, quite honestly, not bad for Chicopee, right?
Andy, can we dispel another rumor?
Please.
There was a rumor that Leah Auto Group was interested in the property.
I'll be on the record for that there's no auto dealerships that approached us, and I heard that many times, even in the produce department at our local grocery store. No, there's no auto dealers here. Again, we're not for sale, gentlemen, ladies, and we're here for the long haul.
Aside from the business aspects of things, what are you going to miss about this the most?
We built a great customer base here. I want to thank them. Loyal customers. And they've become friends. And You know, of course, we see them in our other eateries, and we have 7 other more, and more to come. More to come, Ray. That the customers are the very bricks and mortars of this building. They're phenomenal people. A lot of laughs. A lot of cheer.
Will the food change, or is it still early to...
Too early, Jim. Too early. Too early. But we still have all the recipes. That's locked up in a vault. You're not going to get my scorpion bowl recipe. Any other questions?
How many seats? You said about 5,000 square feet is a sweet spot for a new restaurant. How many seats does
but
that work
6
out,
is cool, and depends on what we program into that.
Okay.
I'm always a big champion about our lounges, our bar.
Mm-hmm.
And I do spend a great deal of effort thinking about that because that's where people meet first. And, we go to have a drink before we start our dinner, and that's always been that way.
An interesting number, Andy. That's 20% of what you have now.
I don't understand the question.
The 5,000 square feet sweet spot you talked about is 20%.
Yeah.
A major reduction of what you have now.
Well, case in point, we have in our South Alley facility, Johnny's Bar and Grill, that's about 4,700 square feet. The Fort's 60 and change square feet, 6,000 something square feet. I think the diner roadside is about 5,000 front of house, back of house square feet. So, those are fun restaurants that we can have a lot of fun in, and really provide impeccable service because we can do one-on-one with our customers and really learn. I always say to my team, I said, my hardest job to do, okay? You know what's my hardest job to do? Is remembering names of our patrons. That is hard. We give unparalleled food quality, because we buy the best we can buy in bulk, because we can do that. But the hardest job always is to really remember the customer. And when you get those repeat customers, we just trip over them and just dote on them and make them feel comfortable.
Andy, would this 5,000 or 6,000 square foot facility include room for entertainment?
Not on a small footprint like that, no. But I reserve the thought, though, Ray, that entertainment still is a viable thought for the family, especially for our Boston team. So I can say stay tuned. There's a lot of what-ifs out there, but the what-ifs are really incredibly complex to navigate through because it takes money, time, and effort. I get that. We all get that. And I'm not going to just crumple up this piece of paper and throw it away. So all I can say is stay tuned, man.
Is this Polynesian show the oldest in the country?
Matt, great question. So Walt Disney World, I know Universal has a smaller version at the Royal something of something. My Kai in Fort Lauderdale has a small Polynesian review, so that's 3. And I know the Northeast is only us. It's 1969. I always chuckle. I think we ran longer than any show on Broadway. And I think the longest running, check my stats, was either Chorus Line or Cats. They had a great run in Broadway. But this show, Moki, and I hope Moki's here today, Moki and Atoa Ripley of the Drums of Polynesia and other Polynesian venue that's come through these doors, they had a long run here. It's pretty cool.
What's happened over the past couple of days since the news broke? Have you been getting a ton of people?
So, coincidentally, great point. My brothers and sisters and I, 4 of us, we've been playing hide and go seek here since we're 5 years old, in all these tables and chairs. And the last 48 hours, Jim, I've been playing hide and go seek from you guys.
I know.
But the news broke prematurely because there was a planned execution for a formal press conference like this, but then the word got out on Sunday. And it's just what it is what it is, and we're not going to cry over spilled milk, so here we are.
But has the phone been ringing off the hook with people who want reservations, who want to come in and...
You know, I don't want to see this as a wake. I want to see this as a celebration of what we have done in the last 50 and accomplishments of 53 years. So yes, the phones, that Sunday, I know my Aunt Bonnie said the takeouts were incredible, and you know, it seems like there'd be a rush that everybody wants to grab their last egg roll or grab the last chicken finger. So we're ramping up for a busy month here, and especially with the last shows. You know, our Boston team will announce a farewell tour here for Hu Ke Lau. I don't know if that's the right word, farewell. I had a conference call with them yesterday, but they're coming out. You know, we're going to have a pretty healthy schedule for entertainment coming through here in the next 30 days. And we expect people coming in. It's a celebration of Hu Ke Lau. It's not a passing of Hu Ke Lau. Good memories here. Great memories here. Let's go bowling. Matt knows what that means. Any other questions?
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
I appreciate you coming, and stay tuned, okay?
Thank you.
So this is Jim Kinney with Mass Live in the Republican. Just gypped you live press conference from the Hu Ke Lau, where you got the rundown on what's going to happen. They're gearing up for a big 30 days of entertainment, a busy 30 days here at the Hu Ke Lau. And after that, we start, Mr. Yi says they're going to redevelop. Largely because the building is showing its age. And the plan is maybe a smaller restaurant. So I'm going to sign off now and get back to my regular job as a reporter. You guys have a nice rest of your day. Fran, you asked about the Hadley Big Y. Later this year, they're going to start building a new and improved, a larger Rockies there. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Yi is one of the partners who owns that plaza. Along with Rocco Falcone of Rockies and Peter Picknelli of Peter Pan Bus Lanes. Falcone told me last week, later this year, they're rebuilding that new hardware store in that lot.